Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you. Of course, we're pleased to be joined by Mark Stein of Livonia Stevenson Boys Basketball. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Doing well. Did you have a pretty good day today?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, Livonia Stevenson got a big win up at Little Caesars Arena of all places. How big was that playing there?
I mean, it's just a great experience all around. Just kind of you like sometimes you just have to take a second and just really look around like wow, I'm really playing where pros play. I mean, it's just a great experience. It's time of a lifetime for sure.
You had 19 points in the game. Let me ask you this: did you take a shot from the 3-point line, the NBA 3-point line?
I mean, I did in warm-ups, but I mean, it never came up in the actual game, unfortunately.
Because a lot of people go, it's like, okay, I'm playing on an NBA court. You get to say that to your future children or something,
Right.
and it's like, oh, so this is how far it actually really is.
hmm Yeah, really, you really like see what the pros shoot from. It's really impressive how they do it so consistently.
Yeah. But overall, you kind of took a second and looked back. But have you been to LCA before, like to go to a Pistons game or a Red Wings game or?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
But
but what was that like to actually? I'm actually playing on this court. Did you have like? I know everyone was focused on me today and all that, but did you have to take a second and go, wow, I'm
oh,
actually.
of course, yeah, 100%. I mean, especially last year when I played too. I mean, I really just kind of enjoyed the scenery for a good second because I mean, it's really huge, especially being on the court. Like you get to really see what everyone sees, and just, I mean, playing on it's amazing.
Yeah. Entering this season so far, you guys are 2-0 on the year. Also got a big win against Plymouth Christian last week too. But what do you guys feel like entering into the next few games next week? But what's the confidence overall? Because you guys have got a solid team this year.
I mean, yeah, we do a lot of rising juniors. Yeah, just an older team, but I mean, we got a tough conference, so we really need to just bring our A game in practices every day and just compete and just work hard. I mean, we're a good team too, so I mean, we can definitely compete with these teams, but we just need to make sure we're progressively getting better each and every day.
Because a lot of the teams that when the coaches poll came out at media day and you were there and you saw it, the teams at the bottom are pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, look at what Franklin did last night. So when you look at a lot of the teams, especially in your division, what's it gonna be like? Because it those are you've got a really tough division, and the West is I don't know what to say about that.
I mean, we know it's going to be hard. I mean, we came into the season knowing we're going to have a tough schedule, tough league. I mean, if we want to win against the city championship, we need to just work so hard. I mean, there's so many good teams, like you said. I mean, it's just going to take a long process, but I mean, I think we can do it. We just need to really work hard.
By the way, the first your first two conference opponents, guess who they are? Your two biggest rivals.
Exactly.
So what's that going to be like entering in there? Because those games are something.
Really, I'm not complaining, but I mean, yeah, I'm definitely excited for that.
All right. So let me ask you this: you were elected captain as a junior. That's that's a big deal. Well, how big was
Yes.
it?
Sorry.
How big of a deal was it to be elected captain as a junior? That doesn't happen that often.
Right. I mean, I just kind of took a deep breath and acknowledged the feeling because I mean, it's a responsibility. You got to really make sure your team's the way they should be, and just make sure you're being a leader on and off the court and being vocal and just being a good person. So I mean, it's definitely a huge responsibility, but I mean, I think I can handle it. I'm ready for it.
What's it like making a 3-point shot?
Making a 3-point shot. I mean, it's just a great feeling. I mean, especially practicing that shot so much. I mean, it just shows your hard work's paying off.
Yeah. Okay, so kind of preview your next few games for to close out before Christmas.
Sorry.
So kind of preview your next few games to close out Christmas break before we get to 2023.
I mean, we got to just bring our game. I mean, from these last two games, we know what to work on, and I think that that's just very beneficial, especially these next couple practices. We can just work on those little things we need to fix, and I think we should win these next couple of games. We just, like I said, keep working hard and just focus on those little things we need to fix.
Yeah, and of course, you also have you get to cross over to the west. Brighton is coming to your place, but also, if I'm not mistaken, you guys have a handful of home games before the end of the year too.
Yeah, that's definitely an advantage, but I mean, that doesn't mean the teams aren't any easier to beat. So I mean, we just got, again, bring our game, especially at home. A little bit more pressure, but we'll be fine. We can handle it. We'll just do our thing.
All right, Mark, do you mind if I get to know you a little bit?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to know?
So what do you have any basketball superstitions?
I mean, not really. There's little things like my free throw routine. I think just like hand placement and feel really makes you comfortable. If you don't do your like free throw routine right, I don't think you feel as confident or like feel comfortable shooting the ball. That's kind of like it's always been a big thing for me. But other than that, nothing really. Just
How do you mentally prepare for a game?
um I don't do a ton. I don't listen to music or anything like that. I kind of just have an open mind, just relax my mind, like on the bus ride before a game or just walking into the stadium, just kind of clearing my mind. I don't just trying to think less and just let myself play, really.
Okay. That's an interesting concept. How do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy just clearing your mind, especially all the stress and all that before a game. But it's definitely taken a lot of practice just over the years, like not letting myself get too so stressed over the things. You just really have to like think like just play. It's basketball. I mean, it's supposed to be fun.
Um, Most important question I'll ask you. What's Mark Stein's go-to place for food?
Ooh, I mean, I live really close to a Subway. I mean, Subway's always the go-to. I just really good stuff there.
Okay, so what do you get there?
It's I usually get the same thing every time. It's usually,
Don't most people get the same thing every time they go to Subway or something?
I mean, some people like to mix it up. I think over the years I've mixed some things up, but I usually get like 2 foot longs on it, like Italian, like the turkey, lettuce, provolone, the basic stuff. But it's just so good every time.
Um, let's see. Favorite team to root for?
I mean, go like college or pro.
Either.
College, I mean MSU. That's my parents' school. I've just grown up watching them go green. Just love watching them. And then pro. I mean, I always root for the Pistons, but I mean, love seeing them play. But I think other than that, in the hometown, probably the Warriors. I mean, I've been a big fan of the Warriors since I was a little kid, so always just got to root for them.
Probably not. Probably you probably know them well. This next question should be interesting. If is there a player that is there a player that you looked up to growing up watching?
Um, I think I never really looked at one specific player, but I always kind of looked at. I really liked specific things that specific players did, and I kind of used what they did to develop my game for the better. Just seeing how they did certain things well, like shooting, passing. I just tried to apply that to myself.
Last thing, what is something people might not know about you?
Um, hmm. I I just play basketball. I mean, I don't hang out with friends a ton. I mean, I just kind of just love working out, just doing my thing. I don't really. I'm not a big party kind of guy. Just really for focusing on myself all the time, mentally and physically, and just trying to make myself better every day.
It's, I mean, party stuff's boring.
Yeah, I mean, I really never got into it,
You
and
don't need to. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You got the yeah. It's fun.
Right.
Um, all right. Mark Stein, thanks so much for coming on and talking with us. Best of
Thank you.
the rest of the year, bud.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.